The second level of analysis of data is share in GVA percentage. Share in gross value added in percentages. In percentages, that is, see here, as far as the share in the gross value added is concerned, in 1819, that is in 2018-19, the share from the agriculture sector is around 14.4 percentage, whereas in 2015-16, okay, where that is in 2017-18 it was 14.9 percentage. In 16-17 it was 15.2 percentage, and in 15-16 it was 15.4 percentage. Okay, so these are the various GVA, that is share in the GVA in percentages. That means if I take GDP, then to the GDP, the whole GDP, only 14.4 percentage of the share comes from the agriculture and allied sectors. Agriculture and allied sectors. Now if I can analyze the whole data about the share in the GVA in percentage, see here, as far as the 2015-16 is concerned, 2015-16 is concerned, and 2018-19 is concerned, 2018-19 is concerned, there has been a consistent decline in the share of the agriculture in the total GDP. There has been a consistent decline in the share of the agriculture as far as the GDP is concerned. If I analyze through a particular graph, now I can see here, this is 15-16 data. As far as the 15-16 data is concerned, the agriculture share was around 15.4 percentage. Now in 16-17, this has got reduced to 15.2 percentage. Okay, in 17-18 it has got reduced to just 14.9 percentage. 14.9 percentage. In 18-19, in the last financial year, it has got reduced to 14.4 percentage. Now see here, as far as the total decline, that is total decline in the share of the agriculture sector to the GDP is concerned, there has been consistent decrease in the share of the agriculture and allied sectors to the GDP. That means I do not have any positive indicators to speak positively about the NDA government as far as the share in the GVA percentage is concerned, because if I concern from 2015-16, as far as the growth rates are concerned, in 2015-16 it was minus 0.2 percentage, then it has got increased to 6.3 percentage, then it has got reduced to 5 percentage, then it has got reduced to 2.9 percentage. That means India government has increased the growth rate of agriculture from 0.2 percentage to the 2.9 percentage, because I have some data about the positive indicators of the growth rates. But if I compare with the percentage of addition to the GDP is concerned, it was 15.4 percentage reduced to the 15.2 percentage, that means 0.2% reduction. Then after 15.2 percentage, it has got reduced to the 14.9 percentage, that is 0.03 percentage reduction. Again from 14.9 percentage to the 14.4 percentage, again there is a decrease in the 0.5 percentage reduction. See, the decreased rate of percentage also, that means the rate of decrease is also higher from 2015-16 to 2018-19. Rate of decrease is higher for every year. Here the rate of decrease was only 0.2 percentage, but when it comes to the 16-16, that is 16-17, the rate of decrease is termed as a 0.3 percentage. Again, when it comes to the 16-17 to the 17-18, the rate of decrease is 0.5 percentage. What does this mean? Every year, the percentage of share of agriculture and allied sectors into the GDP is getting decreased even further. That is the reason why there is a matter of concern as far as the productivity of the agriculture and allied sectors is concerned. And what economic survey says that the drastic reduction or higher rate of reduction in the agriculture and allied sectors to the GDP is concerned. There was a drastic decrease in the fishing sector. That is the reason why there was a decrease in the total contribution from agriculture sector to the GDP. Okay, so these are the things which are much important as far as the agriculture and allied sectors is concerned. Now let us go through with the third such kind of data, which is known as the gross capital formation, that is GCF, gross capital formation. As far as the capital formation in the agriculture and allied sectors is concerned, in 2017-18, okay, in 2017-18, the gross capital formation is 15.2% only. But whereas in 2013-14 is concerned, the gross capital formation in the agriculture and allied sectors is 17.1%. Now, by looking at these two numbers, we can come to know, by looking at 17-18 and 13-14 numbers, we can come to know that the 17.1% increase in the 2013 has been reduced to the 15.2% in the 17-18. But when I look at the absolute numbers of the gross capital formation in the form of crores, then it looks to be increased in the absolute numbers. But as far as the percentages are concerned, it has been reduced from 17.1% to the 15.2%. That means from 13-14 to 17-18, the credit availability to the agriculture and allied sector is got decreased. Not just the credit availability to the agriculture and allied sectors, the whole capital formation in the agriculture sector, that is the percentage of investments in the agriculture sector is getting decreased. It is a matter of concern to the whole Indian agriculture. Okay, and now if I can compare the gross capital formation from the public as well as the private, as far as the public is concerned, okay, as far as the public is concerned, the public gross capital formation is increased from 14-15 to 16-17, whereas the private gross capital, okay, so public has got increased from 14-15 to 16-17, whereas the private gross capital formation is decreased. That means investments from the private sector are getting decreased in the agriculture and allied sectors, whereas investments from the public sector is getting constantly increased in the agriculture and allied sectors. That is the reason why the agriculture and allied sectors getting lesser gross capital formation from 2013-14 to 2017-18. In 2013-14 it was 17.1%, whereas in 2017-18 it is only 15.2%. Now, another most important thing we are supposed to consider as far as the agriculture and economic survey is concerned, that is the operational land holdings. Most important one, because based on the operational land holdings, we generally consider about the productivity of the agriculture and allied sectors. Now, the utilization of the fertilizers, we have a separate topic on utilization of the fertilizers. Now, the utilization of the pesticides in the agriculture and allied sectors do also depend more on the kind of the operational land holdings. That is the reason why analysis on the operational land holdings also very much important, so as to analyze the agriculture sector of the economy. Now let us go through with the operational land holdings. Operational land holding means out of the total land of the India, only some percentage of the land is kept for the use. that the land kept for the usage is what is known as the operational land holding. The land kept for the usage is what is known as the operational land holding. Now, as far as the operational land holding is concerned, in 2010-11, it was 13.8 crores of the acres. Now this has been reduced, this has been increased to, this has been increased to 14.6 crores of the acres in 2015-16. That means from 13.8 crores to 14.6 crores it has got increased. That means there is a positive increase in the total operational land holdings from 2010-11 to the 2015-16. Okay, because we don't have the availability of the data. That means the total increase in the operational land holdings is said to be 5.3% increase is there from the 2011-12 to the 2015-16. It is a positive note in the line of the operational land holdings. Now, as far as the share of the marginal small, semi-medium, medium, large land holdings are concerned, now the marginal and small land holdings in the India together are considered to be almost 85% of the total operational land holdings of the India. That means majority of the operational land holdings are of marginal and small farmers only. That is the reason why the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is applicable to the small and marginal farmers, which comprises of around 88% of the total farmers of the India. Now, because of the higher land holdings in India, the productivity of the agriculture is not getting increased, because the production cost of the particular crop can be decreased only when the land holding capacity is higher and the operational land holdings are medium or large in number. When the whole land is being fragmented, then in a certain piece of land, growing a particular crop by using the lesser productive cost becomes very difficult to the farmer. That is the reason why the percentage of the total small and marginal land holdings are comprises of around 85% of the total land holdings in India. Let us see. As far as the total operational land holdings are concerned, okay, the marginal land holdings mean less than 1 acre. Okay, less than 1 acre, hectare, less than 1 hectares. Okay, this has got increased from 62.9% in 2001 to now 68.5% in 2015-16. See here, as far as the marginal land holdings are concerned, marginal land holdings does mean the land holding which is less than 1 hectare. The land holding which is less than 1 hectare is what is known as the marginal land holding. Now, as far as the latest survey is concerned, the marginal land holdings of the operational land holdings has got increased from 62.9% in 2001 to 68.5% in the 2015-16. That means marginal land holdings in the India, that means the land is even more fragmented. The land is even more made into the higher pieces in the economy. Now, when land is being fragmented even more, when the land holdings are getting increased as far as the marginal land holdings are concerned, then we can assume that the productivity of the Indian agriculture would be decreased. Because of this reason why here we can say the percentage of the contribution to the GDP has got decreased from 15.4% to the 14.4%. This is one such reason that when marginal land holdings are increased, the productivity of the agriculture sector will be decreased. Now, let us take the small land holdings. Small does mean the land in between 1 to 2 hectares. Now this has got decreased to 18.9% from 2001 to 17.7% in 2015-16. Now see here, when marginal land holdings are getting increased from 62.9% to the 68.5% of the total operational land holdings, now the small land holdings are decreased from 18.9% in the total operational land holdings to the 17.7% only. What does this mean? From when I compare it to the 2001 to 2015-16, the small land holdings have got decreased, whereas marginal land holdings have got increased. But when I see the total number of or the total percentage of land holdings, that is the marginal and small together comprises of marginal and small land holdings comprises of 85% of the total operational land holdings. That means in India only 15% of the land holdings are said to be the semi-medium, medium or large. Semi-medium does mean the land in between 2 to 4 hectares is what is known as the semi-medium land holding. The land in between 4 to 10 hectares is what is known as the medium land holding, and the land in between, that is 10 and above hectares, is what is known as the large land holdings. Now as far as the total land holdings is concerned, that is as far as the total operational land holdings are concerned, now we can say that it is the 85% of the total land holdings in the Indian economy, that is total operational land holdings in the Indian economy, are comprises of marginal land holdings as well as the small land holdings. Now as far as the marginal land holdings are concerned, it has got increased from 62.9% to the 68%, and small land holdings are decreased from 18.9% to the 17.7% to the same period of time from 2001 to the 2015-16 is concerned. Okay, so this is all about the operational land holdings pattern of the Indian economy. Now let us go through with the another most important thing called the percentage of the women in the total operational land holdings as far as the cultivation is concerned, as far as the crop growing is concerned, as far as the working on various lands are concerned. See here, the role of women in agriculture is the share of, that is the role of women in agriculture, share of agricultural land holdings by women is increased to the from 11.7% to the 13.9% up to 15-16, which was in 2005-6. See here, the share of women in agriculture, that is the share of operational holdings cultivated by the women, the share of operational holdings cultivated by the women is increased from 11.7% in the 2005-6 to the 13.9% in the 2015-16. That means every year the share of the operational land holdings cultivated by the women is getting increased. That means from 11.7 to the 13.9 means almost in absolute terms it is 2.2% increase is there from the 2005-6 to the 2015-16. Within the 10 years of the time there is an increase in the 2.2%. This is also another most important thing, another most important statistic which has to be considered for the sake of agriculture in the Indian economy. Now, the last basic pattern or the last basic thing about the agriculture and allied sector is concerned. The agricultural development is determined by 4 factors in the economy. One is land farms. The second one is climate. The third one is soil type. The fourth one is water. Now see here, these are the four most important determinants of the agricultural growth or agricultural development in the Indian economy. Now whenever you wanted to write something about the agricultural development or agricultural growth, you need to take the basics of land forms, climate, soil type and water. Now as far as the land forms are concerned, India has mountains, plains as well as the plateaus as the land forms in the India. Now you need to go through with the in what particular area we have mountains, in what particular state we have plains, in what particular regions we have plateaus. Based on the kind of the land form, the kind of the plants are grown, the kind of the crops are grown. Now if we can go through with the type of the land forms in the India, we can also come to know that in this area plateaus are there. That is the reason why only these kind of the crops are grown in this particular area. That is the reason why the development of the agriculture sector in these areas are this much. Now let us take the second one, climate. Indian climate is said to be tropical monsoon climate. Indian climate is said to be tropical monsoon climate. What does this tropical monsoon climate does mean? Tropical monsoon climate does mean our monsoon. Now even after October also we are able to get the northwest monsoons. Now this is because of the kind of the climate change which is occurring in the society. Now if the monsoons are good, then agricultural productivity would be good. If the monsoons are bad, if the monsoons are shortage, if the monsoons are delayed, then there will be impact on the agricultural growth rate as well as the agricultural contribution to the GDP. That is the reason why whenever we wanted to analyze the various contributions of the agriculture to the GDP, we need to understand what was the monsoonal type of the, or what was the status of the monsoons as far as the 15-16 financial year is concerned. Now what was the monsoon of the 2016-17 is concerned, because 15.4% of the share has got decreased to the 15.2%. We should also analyze that the type of the monsoons or the status of the monsoons from 15-16 to the 2018-19, because of the delayed monsoons or because of the deficit monsoons. We have two keywords. One is delayed monsoons. The second one is the deficit monsoons. Deficit monsoons. Now because of the delayed monsoons and deficit monsoons, our contribution from agriculture sector to the GDP has decreased from 15.4% to the 14.4%. That means climate is the another most important determinant of the agriculture sector. Now the third one is soil type. Now in India we have rich alluvial soil at the time of Gangetic plains and all, and based on the type of the soil, based on the temperature levels, some crops are grown in the some geographical area. This has to be analyzed when you go through with the geography. And the last one is water. Okay, so our crops are around low rainfall. Okay, dry crops are grown in the India, and we have only around 60% of the total operational land holdings are having the irrigation facilities. The remaining 40% does not have the irrigation facilities. Now we need to look after, when there is no irrigation facility, what kind of dams can be built. When there is no irrigation facility, what kind of crops can be grown which are said to be the rain-fed areas or rain-fed crops. Now these are the four important factors of the agriculture development. Based on these determinants, the agriculture growth, the agriculture contribution, the agriculture pattern would be there in a particular country. Okay, so these are the various types of the statistical things we are supposed to know, such as growth rates of agriculture, contribution of the agriculture to the GVA, then gross capital formation of agriculture, then percentage of women operated, okay, in the operational land holdings, then the kind of the operational land holdings in the India, then determinants of the agricultural growth and development in the India, are said to be the most important factors as far as the Indian economy is concerned. Okay, so in the next class we would go through with the remaining factors of the agriculture sector. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.